Welcome to Read with Muffin. Today we are going to read about light reactions, non-cyclic electron flow. The light reaction, which is also known as photochemical reaction, starts the electron flow in the photosystem. There is flow of electron due to the light reaction. In oxygenic photosynthetic organisms, the flow of electrons is of two types. Non-cyclic flow of electrons and cyclic flow of electrons. In this video we are going to read about the cyclic flow of electrons. So let's read about non-cyclic electron flow. So non-cyclic electron flow. Non-cyclic electron flow is light-induced electron transport. That is, because of light there is electron transport. And from where to where the electron transport is? Electron transportation takes place from water to NADPH. From water the electron goes to the NADPH in non-cyclic electron flow, and with this there is concomitant evolution of oxygen. From water electrons goes to NADPH, and with this reaction the oxygen is also evolved. This is the non-cyclic electron flow. Non-cyclic electron flow involves collaboration of two photosystems, that is PS2 and PS1. PS2 and PS1, these two photosystem, that is photosystem 2 and photosystem 1, collaborate in non-cyclic electron flow. In non-cyclic electron flow, what happens is electron move from water through PS2 to PS1 and then to NADP+. Electron comes out of water and then it goes to PS2. From PS2 it goes to PS1. From PS1 it goes to NADP+. This is non-cyclic electron flow. Now, due to this electron transport, there is generation of proton motive force and the synthesis of ATP. So there is the proton motive force is generated and ATP is synthesized because of the electron transport which is taking place in non-cyclic electron flow. Now, the formation of ATP due to light-induced non-cyclic electron flow is known as non-cyclic photophosphorylation. What is non-cyclic photophosphorylation? Photophosphorylation is the formation of ATP due to light. But non-cyclic means that the electron flow is non-cyclic. So the formation of ATP because of the light-induced non-cyclic electron flow is known as non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Photophosphorylation means due to light there is ATP formation, and non-cyclic means the electron flow which is involved is kind of non-cyclic. So this is how the non-cyclic electron flow looks like, and this diagram is called Z scheme because it outlines the pathway of electron flow between two photosystems and the energy relationships between the light reactions. So this diagram is known as Z scheme. This represents the non-cyclic electron flow. Now, so the H2O gets converted into O2 and 4H+, and H2O releases 4 electrons. Water is giving away 4 electrons, and due to which the oxygen and 4H+ ions are produced. This is why the oxygen is evolved during photosynthesis. Now H2O gives 4 electrons to the P680, that is photosystem 2, and the photosystem 2 is hit by the photons, and that is how these 4 electrons which are accepted by P680 and P680 becomes excited, and now this P680 has the electrons which are in the higher energy state. The energized electrons are there in P680 at this stage. Then this electron flow to pheophytin, and after that it goes to plastoquinone A, then plastoquinone B, and then to cytochrome B6F, and after that it goes to plastocyanin, and from plastocyanin it goes to P700, that is photosystem 1. Now this photosystem 1 is being hit by the 4 photon, okay, and when this photosystem, the chlorophyll of the photosystem 1 accepts the electron and the photons, it goes to an excited state P700, and from here the electron flows to the modified chlorophyll, then to the phylloquinone, and then to FES complex, then to ferredoxin, and then to flavoprotein ferredoxin NADP reductase. FNR is flavoprotein ferredoxin NADP reductase, and here this reduces the NADP plus to NADH, and this is happening in the stroma. So this is the overall view of the Z scheme, which represents the non-cyclic electron flow. Now let's read this in detail. Now during the non-cyclic flow of electron, the photosystem 2 and the photosystem 1 are linked in the series. Okay, first photosystem 2 comes, and after that in the series photosystem 1 comes. This is what it is saying. The excited PS2 reaction center chlorophyll, that is P680, transfer its electron, high energy electron, to the phenophytin. We saw in the diagram that P680 transfer its electron to phenophytin. So P60 is oxidized by light. After that, this P680 is reduced by electrons. And how does this electron got produced? Well, electrons resulted due to the oxidation of water. So there is oxidation of water, and because of which electrons are produced, and then these electrons go and reduces the P680, which was oxidized by the light. So this is how it looks. The light came and oxidized the P680 or PS2. Then 4 electron reduced this P680, and these 4 electrons came because of the oxidation of the water into O2 plus 4H plus. Now from H2O the electron went to P680, and from P680 the electron transferred to the phenophytin. Now from phenophytin electron got transferred to plastoquinone A, and from the plastoquinone A the electron got transferred to plastoquinone B. Now from this plastoquinone B the electrons will go to cytochrome B6F complex. From there the electron will go to plastocyanin, and from there it will go to P700, and it will reduce the P700 plus. Now from P700 the electrons will flow to A0, from A0 it will flow to A1, and from A1 it will flow to quinone. A0 is modified chlorophyll and A1 is phylloquinone. So from quinone the electron flow to the membrane bound iron sulfur proteins FX, FA, FB. These are the membrane bound iron sulfur proteins. Okay, they receive electrons from quinone, and from this iron sulfur proteins the electron further flows to the soluble ferredoxin. Now from this soluble ferredoxin electron further flow to soluble flavoprotein ferredoxin NADP reductase. Okay, FNR. What is FNR? FNR is a soluble flavoprotein, ferredoxin NADP reductase. This enzyme reduces the NADP plus to NADPH, and that is how the non-cyclic electron flow is completed. Now the non-cyclic electron flow begins when there is absorption of photon by PS2. So your PS2 absorbs photon, and that is how your non-cyclic electron flow starts. So upon the absorption of photon by the PS2, that is photosystem 2, the P680 becomes excited. Okay, it becomes excited P680, and after that this excited P680 transfer its electron rapidly to nearby pheophytin, and this P680 excited P680 again becomes P680, which is not excited. Okay, so P680 becomes excited, and this excited P680 gives its high energy electron to nearby pheophytin upon the absorption of photon. So your pheophytin is a chlorophyll. Okay, pheophytin receives the excited electron from the excited P680. Okay, so what is pheophytin? Pheophytin is a chlorophyll in which the central magnesium atom is replaced by two hydrogen atom. Okay, you take chlorophyll. In chlorophyll there is a central magnesium atom. Replace that central magnesium atom by the two hydrogen atoms, and that is how that chlorophyll becomes pheophytin. Now your P680, excited P680 gives its high energy electron to pheophytin. Now this P680 becomes positive P680, and this positive P680 is a strong oxidizing agent, and that is the reason why this positive P680 attracts electron from an electron donor, and when this positive 680 accepts the electron, it becomes the original P680. So this is how it looks like. Okay, there is normal P680, it will absorb photons and it will become excited P680. Now this excited P680 will give its high energy electron to pheophytin, and it will become P680 plus. Now this P680 plus will accept electrons from electron donor, and it will again become normal P680, which is ready to accept the photon again to become excited P680. In oxygenic photosynthetic organism, H2O acts as this electron donor. Okay, so splitting of 2 H2O will produce 4 electrons, 4 protons and molecular oxygen. Now H2O is getting split and these three things are forming. Now electrons from this H2O goes here, and then this positive P680 accepts the electron from the water and becomes a normal P680 again. So this is how it works. Normal P680 absorbs light, it becomes excited, it transfers its high energy electron to the pheophytin. Okay, and after transferring its high energy electron to pheophytin, this excited P680 becomes P680 positive because it has lost a high energy electron. This P680 plus accepts electron from water, which is a normal electron, and then this P680 plus becomes normal P680 again. So the electron accepted by phenophytin is a high energy electron. It has the energy of this light, and the electron that came from the water has no energy. It's a normal electron, and that is the reason why this P680 plus becomes normal P680 again. Now again this normal P680 will absorb light and will become excited, and this process will continue. Now the splitting of water is catalyzed by a protein complex. That protein complex is known as oxygen evolving complex. Now this oxygen evolving complex is located at the luminal surface of the thylakoid membrane. Okay, so the luminal surface of the thylakoid membrane has this oxygen evolving complex, which is a protein complex which catalyzes the splitting of water. So thylakoid membrane has this oxygen evolving complex which splits the H2O into 4 protons, 4 electrons and 1 oxygen molecule. 2H2O gives you 4 proton, 4 electron and 1 oxygen molecule. Now this oxygen evolving complex contains a lots of things. Okay, it contains several proteins, it contains 4 manganese atoms, it contains calcium ion, chloride ion and bicarbonate ion. Okay, so yeah, the oxygen evolving complex which is splitting your H2O into electron, protons and oxygen contains several proteins, 4 manganese atoms, calcium ion, chloride ion and bicarbonate ion. Now the proteins which are present in this oxygen evolving complex are manganese stabilizing proteins such as PSBP and PSBQ. So PSBP and PSBQ are the manganese stabilizing proteins which are present in oxygen evolving complex. Now the 4 electrons which are abstracted or generated by the photolysis of 2 water molecules do not pass directly to P680 plus. Okay, it does not pass directly to P680 plus because of the fact that this P680 plus accepts 1 electron at a time. This oxygen evolving complex cycles through or goes through a series of oxidation states. Okay, this oxygen evolving complex goes through a series of oxidation states while abstracting the protons and electrons from the water and releases O2 in the inner thylakoid space. Okay, in the inner thylakoid space the O2 is released, and while abstracting protons and electrons from water, this oxygen evolving complex goes through a series of oxidation states. Calcium chloride and bicarbonate ions are needed for water oxidation, but their role is not clear. Okay, we know we need calcium chloride and bicarbonate ions for the oxidation of water, for the photolysis of water, but what role they play during water oxidation, that we don't know. That is not clear yet. The thing is that each photon which is absorbed by the P680 transfer only a single electron. Okay, P680 will will accept only a single electron. Okay, but the 4 electrons which are generated by the photolysis of water must be removed in order to release O2. Okay, so 4 electrons must be consumed, but the P680 only transfers a single electron. So what do you do about the extra 3 electrons? So there is a gear wheel. Okay, in the system there is a gear wheel that collects this 4 electron, and this gear wheel then transfers this electron one at a time to P680 plus. Okay, So the 4 electrons which are generated by the photolysis are of water is collected by gear wheel, and this gear wheel then transfers electron one at a time to P680 plus, and that is how this whole thing is managed. So this gear wheel is that mechanism or that system which manages this this mechanism, that is 4 electrons are generated but P680 will only accept 1 electron. So how to manage those 3 extra electron? That management is done by this gear wheel. It collects 4 electrons and then transfer 1 electron at a time to P680 plus. Now the manganese ion present in the oxygen evolving complex cycles through 5 different states. Okay, it goes through 5 different states, that is from S0 to S1 to S2 to S3 to S4. These are the 5 different states through which the manganese ions present in oxygen evolving complex goes through. Now the transition between S0 to S4 is a photon driven redox reaction. Okay, manganese ion goes from S0 to S1 to S2 to S3 to S4. Okay, this thing is a photon driven redox reaction. Now when that manganese ion goes from S4 to back to S0, at that time there is release of the oxygen. Okay, so because of the photon driven redox reaction, the manganese ion goes from S0 to S4, and when that manganese ion comes back from S4 to S0, there is a release of the oxygen molecule. Now this model of photooxidation of water is known as S-state mechanism. Okay, S-state, that is the manganese ion will go from S0 to S4, and when it will come back from S4 to S0, there will be release of the oxygen. Okay, this whole mechanism is known as S-state mechanism. So that's all for this video. This video is just a part 1 of the non-cyclic electron flow. We will continue to read the rest of the theory in part 2. The part 2 link is probably there in the description. I haven't made it yet, but yeah, it will be in the description soon. So thank you for reading with Muffin. That's all.